angles in boxing. In this video, you are going to get all you need to generate laser precise angles built up from 4 sets of footwork skills. Using this simple drill pattern, you are going to be able to lay down 10 top tier fight combos, and then you will be able to build upon that and really understand the concept of angles in fighting. My name's Franz Sands, welcome to my boxing coach. The pattern, by the way, is it's a mix of duct tape and chalk for no other reason than I ran out of duct tape. I'm not going to go through the layout of it. If you want to understand the layout of it, go download my book. There's a link down below, there will be a link at the end. It's a free book, you'll get all kinds in that, but I will also send you a layout pattern for this type of drill with all of the measurements and all of the angles. If you're already on my email list and you don't have that, drop me an email and I'll get that out to you. Okay, right before we start, on all of these angles and all of these combinations that we generate from these angles, I want to use one little concept, okay? And I'm going to use a movie reference. Have you ever seen the beginning of Saving Private Ryan when they're all on the beach? And there's artillery landing, there's mortars landing, machine gun fire raking the beach, sniper fire, people dying all over, and someone shouts to Captain Miller, the Tom Hanks character, "Where's the rally point?" And he replies, "Anywhere but here." Right? Every time you land your final punch in a boxing combination, remember Captain Miller. Do not stay where you are, be somewhere else. Right? Anywhere but here. After you finish that final shot, be gone. Anywhere but here. Be Captain Miller. Right, let's get started. First footwork drill we're going to quickly have a look at is the pivot. Line on the floor, starting point goes from the toe on the front foot to the heel on the back foot, okay? If I'm going to pivot that way, I'm going to drive off that leg and go round to there, 45 degrees. Line on the floor goes from the toe on the front foot to the heel. If I'm going to go that way, I'm going to push off that leg. Front foot pivots, line on the floor goes from the toe to the heel. Don't tilt forward, don't let your body weight go over your front leg, and make sure the front foot actually pivots. Don't keep it still. Okay, really simple skill, super versatile skill. Let's think about 3 combinations for this one, because there is a little variation I want to show you. Okay, so if we do a jab, pivot on a hook, line there, 1, 2, right? Double hook, body, head. In fact, let's go with a body. So we've got 1, 2, check hook sometimes people call that, 1, 2, yeah? Pivot, so it's the jab, pivot and punch across, so the hook and the pivot are driven at the same time, 1, 2, right? And what about if we want to pivot that way? So from there, drag off this leg, so we're going to do a jab, pivot right, double hook, same that way, yeah? Jab, pivot, hook, hook. You can also do the step across with the pivot. So what we could do, you do the jab, step across with the backhand, and then pivot round, and we end up on that one down there, okay? If you put all of those 3 things together in a little sequence of shadow boxing, it'll look like this. And our second drill then is the angled side step, and we're going to do this in both directions. So if you think about a normal side step, I push off that leg goes across and we come to there, the line on the floor Would go there if I had a line. On the drill pattern that I'll email you, there is a line there for side steps. We're there. But if you think about it, I'm throwing a punch there, and it's good if the opponent's moving that way for you to track across that way so you can still punch straight out. But if the opponent's static and I move that way, I've got a punch there, haven't I? So it makes sense. See these lines here? We're going to use those as our angled side step. So if I throw a jab to there, push across, line on the floor, goes from the toe to the heel. But if you can see, the target is still there. So from there, push off that leg, step across, there's the target still there. Same that way, push off that leg, we're going to go across to there. And again, we make sure that the line on the floor goes from the toe to the heel, and we keep the target in our sights. So keep this really simple. Jab, angled side step right, 1, 2, 3, drive the attack home with straight shots. Angled side step's fantastic at long range. It's my preferred one for long range actually. It really gives you some good versatility. So that's the first combo. Second combo, show a feint. We like a feint. Remember, a feint can be a foot feint, body feint, or a hand feint. So drop the shoulder, hand goes, push across, 1, 2. Nice, double backhand. High aggression when you do that type of thing. If you're doubling up on your backhand, go high aggression. If you do your shadow boxing, it'll look like this. Okay, we can number 3 is our third footwork skill. We can use a variation of the angled side step, and it's something that I call retreat to attack. Okay, so you give up ground in order to open up an attack. This is really effective if you've got an opponent who likes to try and use their strength up close and they're leaning on. Okay, so this is going to involve these two lines here. So we're up close, right? I want to do an angled side step, give up ground, and I want to go on this side. I want to work on my rear foot side. Okay, so it's there, push off the front leg, push off that leg goes round, and you can see we're now in that position facing that way, the opponent's here, right? And I've opened up a nice attack line. Similarly, that way, I'm going to push off this leg, that leg's going to push across, and we end up there. Line on the floor, goes toe to heel. Okay, there's got to be generation of push. Don't step and don't cross the legs. So push and then push off there. So it's 1, 2, and there we go. Yeah, line across there. What about a couple of little combos for that? So you could do right uppercut head, angled side step, 1, 2. Yeah? Left hook body, left hook head. Short, aggressive. Opponent's leaning on. Drive that uppercut up the middle, push off that leg, cross there, bang, bang. Yeah? What about going the other way? So we could do, we're up close, 1, 2, double hook head, 1, 2, push, push, there, bang, right hook head. Yeah? Double, double, 1, 2, push, 3. Do that in shadow, it'll look like this. Right, our fourth and final footwork skill. A little bit Mike Tyson, this one. It's the stance switch. You're going to do this at close and mid-range, high speed, high aggression. Don't bother doing it at long range. Your opponent will just stand and look at you and then punch you square in the mouth, right? Because it's just not a long range skill. You're only going to get in trouble if you do that. So it's close range or mid-range. If I want to stance switch that way, okay, so let me just give you a demo quickly and then I'll work through the mechanics of it. Stance switch that way. Okay, again. Want to stance switch that way. Right, lines on the floor again. So let's start with the mechanics of going that way. It's really simple. I push off that leg, right? So now I am an orthodox facing you, right? I push off that leg, go across there. Now I'm a southpaw facing that way. And it's as simple as that, right? Don't overcomplicate things. Push, that leg goes, line on the floor goes from the toe to the heel. I'm a southpaw facing that way. If I want to stance switch to my right, okay, from there to push off that leg, there, it comes back about 20 centimetres. You see the way I'm starting at that little prominence there? So I'm going to push off that leg, cross there, line on the floor, toe to heel. Now I'm an orthodox facing that way. So we don't actually change our stance, we switch and open up the attack line this way, right? So let's think about a couple of combos for that one. So you could do jab, slip, hook, stance switch, double hook. Yeah? So it'll be something like, yeah, nice and quick. Other way, what if we go that way? So we could go, again, keep it nice and simple. Jab, right uppercut to the body, stance switch left, right, double hook to the body, or hook body, hook head. Right? So just again there, up there. Yeah. In a bit of shadow boxing it could look like this. Remember, for all of those combos, Captain Miller, once you've landed that last shot, anywhere but here, be gone, move, shift. Shift the head, shift the feet, don't care, just move. Don't forget and like, drop a subscribe. If you want the drill pattern, go download my book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit. There's a link here, there'll be a link down below. I will include a link to the footwork pattern in the email, okay? My name's Fran Sands. Look after yourself. I'll see you in the next video.